Right, today we're going to be working on chapter 2, lesson 2.1, multiplication comparisons. We are on page 47 of your textbook. So our essential question is, how can you model multiplication comparisons? And so it says we can use multiplication to compare amounts. For example, we can think of 15 as 3 times 5 as a comparison in two ways. We could say 15 is 3 times as many as 5. So we have 15 is 3 times as many as 1 5. How many more 5s are there? There's 3 5s than just 1 5. 15 is 5 times as many as 3. So again, we have 15, but this time we have 3. And how many more 3s are there? There's 5. So 5 times as many 3s. And so it's important to remember that the commutative property states that you can multiply two factors in any order and get the same product. So if we were to put this into just a mathematical problem, we would say 3 times 5 is 15. Or we could say 5 times 3 equals 15. Where this one means I have 3 groups of 5, and this one means I have 5 groups of 3. Or 5 times as many as 3. Okay, so unlock the problem. Carly has 9 pennies. Jack has 4 times as many pennies as Carly. How many pennies does Jack have? So what do we need to compare? We need to compare Carly and Jack's pennies. Okay. Carly and Jack pennies. And it says we can draw a model and write an equation to solve. So we know that Carly has 9 pennies. We know that Jack has 4 times as many as Penny. So that means he has 4 sets of 9. And what's that total? We can represent with an n, so for an unknown value. And so in our model, we can take the model now and turn it into an equation where n equals 4 times 9. 4 groups of 9. And in that case, how much is 4 times 9? 4 nines. 9 and 9 is 18. 18 plus 18 is 36. So Jack has 36 pennies. And so that's what our complete model would be. So I do want to point out, if we zoom out here, that we see that 15 is the total on the top of this one. It's down here on the bottom. So in other words, we can just flip the direction of it, and it still means the same thing. Here we have 5. We had 3 times 5, or 3 times as many 5s. Here we have 4 times as many 9s. All right. So now, the think smarter part. Let me zoom back in. Explain how the equation for 4 is 2 more than 2. So explain how the equation for 4 is 2 more than 2 is different from the equation for 4 is 2 times as many as 2. So 4 is more than 2. 4 is, I left out a number, sorry. 4 is 2 more than 2. is an additive, that means addition, comparison. Okay, so when we say 2 more than, that means we're going to go 2 plus 2. While 2 times, while 4 is while 4 is 2 times as many as 2, is multiplicative, or a multiplication problem. So if we were to write these two problems, the first one says 4 is 2 more. 4 is 2 more than 2. The second one says 4 is 2 times as many as 2. 2 times as many as 2. So again, we see that one is addition and one was multiplication. Let's go on to page 48. Draw a model and write an equation to solve. Miguel has 3 times as many rabbits as Sarah. Miguel has 6 rabbits. How many rabbits does Sarah have? So, do we know how many rabbits Miguel has? Yes, Miguel has 6 rabbits. How many rabbits does Sarah have? This actually is unknown right now. All right, it's unknown. And so we're going to use n for Sarah's total. So in our model, we don't know how much Sarah is. We know that Miguel has 6. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up here. Let me start this over. Okay. Miguel has 3 times as many rabbits as Sarah. So this actually is Miguel here. He has 3 times as many as Sarah. Sarah, we don't know. So Sarah's total should be in the box as n. Okay. We do know that Miguel has 6. So Miguel has 3 times as many rabbits as Sarah. Okay, so let's see if we can explain this. Sarah, we didn't know her amount, so she's n. Okay, Miguel has 3 times as many as Sarah. So it would be whatever her number is, it's going to be repeated 3 times. And it's going to give us a total of 6. Okay, so we know that Sarah is less than Miguel. So some number, 6 equals some number times 3. So we know that 3 times some number is equal to Miguel's 6. So 3 times what is 6? We should see that 3 times 2. Okay, so if we said n equals 2, does that make sense in this problem? 2, 4, 6. So So our total would be 6. That's how many Miguel has. Sarah has 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So Sarah has 2 rabbits. All right. Write an equation or a comparison sentence. Write an equation. 21 means equal 7 times as many as 3. Write a comparison sentence. 8 times 5 equals 40. So what does that mean? It means we have 8 times as many as 5 is 40. So all we really did was take the multiplication problem, transfer it into words. So 8, we repeat it, times as many as, times as many as 5 is, replaces the equal sign, 40. Number 1, there are 8 students in the art club. There are 3 times as many students in the chorus. How many students are in chorus? 3 times as many students in chorus. We know that there are 8 students in the art club. So we know that there's 8, and there's 3 times as many students in chorus. So the chorus, right now, we're not sure what that is. But we know that there's 3 times as many. So let's go ahead and write 8 for the chorus. And the total number would be how many is in the chorus, which we need to figure out. So if there's 8 members in the art club and there's 3 times as many in the chorus, how many total members are in the chorus? 8 and 8 is 16, and 8 more is 24. So 24 students. So write an equation and solve. So n is 3 times as many as 8, and n equals 24. Page 49. So we're going with 6 times as many as 2 is 12. 6 times as many as 2 is 12. So I know my total is 12. I'm going to have 6 boxes. Whoops, that's 7, sorry. Okay, 6 boxes, and we know it's as many as 2. Okay, so 6 sets of 2 is 12. So our equation would be 6 times 2 is 12. Number 3, 20 is 4 times as many as 5. So we have a total of 20. We're going to have 4 boxes, because it says 4 times as many, and we have 5. So we have 4 sets of 5, 4 times as many, would give me 20. So 20 equals 4 times as many as 5. Okay, write a comparison sentence. 18 equals 9 times 2. So we're going to take this equation and write it as a number sentence. 18 equals is the same as saying 18 is, and then it's 9 times as many. So 9 times as many as 2. Number 5, we have 8 times 4 equals 32. So 8 times as many as 4 is what? Is the equal, so what's after the equal sign? 32. So 8 times as many as 4 is 32. Number 6, we're going to continue to write a comparison sentence for the equation. So this is 5 times as many as 7 is 35. In this one, we would read it as 54 is 6 times as many as 9. Okay, this time we're going to reverse and we're going to take the comparison sentence and write an equation. 3 times as many as 7 is 21. Number 9, 40 is 5 times as many as 8. 40 is 5 times as many as 8. Number 10, Nando has 4 goldfish, Jill has 3 goldfish, Cooper has 2 times as many goldfish as Nando and Jill combined. Write an equation that compares the number of goldfish Cooper has with the number of goldfish that Nando and Jill have. Okay, so we know Nando plus Jill. So Nando has 4 fish, Jill has 3, so they have 7. And we know that Cooper has 2 times as many. Write an equation that compares the number of goldfish Cooper has with the number of goldfish that Nando has. So if we were drawing a picture, we need to figure out how many total fish there are. We know that Cooper has 2 times as many as Jill and Nando. And we know that they have 7. So Nando and Jill have 7 because we went 4 plus 3. We know that Cooper has 2 times as many as them. So he has 2 sets of 7. So where is that equal? So our equation would be n is 2 times as many as 7. So Cooper has 14. 14 is 2 times as many as 7. Number 11. Also, this problem could have been written 2 times 7, 2 times as many as 7 is 14. So either one of these is correct. Number 11, we need to represent a problem. And it says, write a comparison sentence about pet food that could be represented using an equation. 12 is 4 times as many as 3. 12 is 4 times as many as 3. So about pet food. Okay. Sarah's dogs get 4 times Sarah's dog gets oh no. Sarah's dogs get 4 times the amount that the cats get. The cats get 3 cups per day. How many cups do the dogs get? Okay. So sometimes when we're writing word problems and we're writing them out, sometimes um, we'll make mistakes in our wording, and we got to get it in our head straight as to what we're trying to say. So I need to know. I know that I need to come up with an answer that's 12, and that is represented by 4 times 3. So we need to come up with a word problem that is basically 4 times 3. So in my head, I said Sarah's dogs get 4 times the amount that the cats get. If the cats get 3 cups per day, how many cups do the dogs get? So if the cats get 3, we know that the dogs are getting 4 times as much as the cats. The cats get 3 cups, the dogs will get 4 times as much. So that means that they would get 12 cups. Page 50. So our unlock the problem for the Think Smarter question today. Luca has 72 baseball cards. This is 8 times as many cards as Han has. How many baseball cards does Han have? What do we need to find? We need to find how many cards Han has. And how can you use a model to find the number of cards Han has? So a model can represent the multiplication equation. So we know that they have a total of 72. Luca has a total of 72. And we know that that is 8 times as many cards as Han has. 8 times as many cards as Han. So we don't know what Han's number is. So that means Lucas's total of 72 would be 8 times so these 8 times Han. Okay. If we knew what Han's was and we multiply that number by 9, we would get 72. So our equation should be 72 is 8 times some number. So 72, I'm sorry, 8 times what is 72? 8 times what is 72? So n, Han, if we counted out our 8s until we got to 72, let's say I don't know my 8s. We should know our 8s, but if we don't, let's say we need to come up with a strategy. So we can skip count by 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. And I keep counting by 8s until I get to 72. So 8, 16, 24, plus 8 more is 32, plus 8 more is 40, plus 8 more is 48, plus 8 more is 56, plus 8 more is 64, plus 8 more is 72. So how many times did I skip count the 8s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So clearly it would have been much easier if I just said, oh, I know it's 72. 8 times what is 72? I would say 8 times 9. But if I didn't, we have to have a strategy in order to get there. Okay? So Han has 9 baseball cards. And that would make sense in our model. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. 8 times. And 13. Complete the statements to describe each model. So we have a total of 24 in both. I know that because that's what this bracket means. And in this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times as many as 4. In this one, I have 4 times as many as 6. So 24 is how many times as many as the 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times as many as 4. Or I could use the commutative property of multiplication and flip the order. And so 24 would be 4 times as many as 6. So either way would work. So that's it for lesson 2.1. It's basically learning how to write comparison sentences and how to represent them using a model. So until our next lesson, lesson 2.2, may the numbers always be in your favor.